Okay guys, so we've got a really fun video for you today. Today we thought we would do a top 5 of our favorite vintage sewing machines. My wife and I here, we thought that once we hit about 50 in our collection, we thought it might be a good opportunity to kind of give us a chance to show off our collection, and we're proud of it, and we want to share it with you guys and also get some feedback on your guys' collections and maybe what we should be looking at acquiring next as well. So now this is just our opinion, right?
Yep.
And it's just a sample of our modest collection of sewing machines. Now, we're not world-renowned collectors. We don't buy them off the internet. We don't search out, different countries for
Yet.
Yet. Careful. 90% of our machines come from thrift stores, and just local thrift stores at that. So, we've just got what's been available around us, and so that's what we have to choose from. But we're very proud of our collection, and we think it's really fun, and we want to share it with you guys. So now this is not our top 5 favorite sewing machines. This is our top pick of 5 different categories, right? So I really want to hear from you guys. In each category, what do you have in your collection, or what's your unicorn, or what should we be on the lookout for next to fulfill our collection for each of these categories? But I think this will be fun. So
Yep.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. So what is our first category?
Our first category is best stitch quality.
Right. And we agree on this one, right?
We do.
Okay. Yeah. So the Singer 201-2 that you inherited from your great-grandma? Great-grandma, right, is kind of our crown jewel of our collection. It's just, I think they call it the Rolls Royce of the sewing machine or whatever.
It is.
It is, yeah. So it's undeniably our best stitcher. It makes you feel special when you sew on it, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It sounds amazing. It looks amazing, and the stitch it lays down is straight as an arrow, and it's perfectly spaced, and it shows the quality of the engineering that went into it and the quality of the equipment that it is. So when you've sewn on it, you've had nothing but success with it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Everything I've sewn on it has just come out beautifully. Very little adjustment on the tension. It doesn't matter what kind of thread you use in it. Yeah. It's just beautiful every time. So
yeah,
I love it.
Everything we've made with it has turned out great.
It has.
Yeah, super cool.
Sure.
So all right, well, we agree on that.
We do.
So what do you guys think? Is that your pick as well, or is there one out there that is, rivals the 201? I'd love to hear that, because we're probably going to have to get one of those as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
That's how this works. Okay, cool. All right, so what's our second category?
Second category is most versatile.
Right. We agreed on this one as well?
We did. We almost didn't, but we
What is
ended
that?
up agreeing. Well, the FOF.
Oh, right, the FOF. Now, you have to pardon us if you've seen one of our previous videos that has the FOF in it. We're both still kind of on a FOF high. I'm not sure what it is about that machine. It's just an industrial tank of a machine, but it just makes you feel super cool when you use it. Even when you just when you walk by it down the hallway where it's stored. It's just got a thing about it.
You can't walk by it without glancing over and just
yeah. Pretty cool. So versatility, cool. Right? Is what we're on.
Versatility.
Okay.
Yes.
So the reason why this is interesting is because our pick is the Singer 401A, and what an awesome machine! Incredible thrift store find that we got maybe a month and a half ago, and I did a video on bringing it home, and also maintenance videos on it as well, 2 parts, which I loved doing. It was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of great feedback from that. But the interesting thing is that the 401A and the FOF 230, to me, are essentially the same machine. One's German, one's American. They're both in 1957. They both have virtually identical features, built-in cam stacks, and the drop feed dog for free motion quilting, and all the specialty feed, and they're basically the same.
The same stitches.
Decorative stitches, all based on a zigzag variation, and for 1957, both amazing machines. There is one main difference that made us kind of push the FOF aside reluctantly and go with the 401, and that's weight. Right?
Yeah.
So the FOF is literally a tank. It weighs, in the cabinet that it came in, which I think is the original cabinet, I think the FOF weighs approximately 1,726,000 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It literally takes
Close.
a crane and a team of men to come and move it from room to room. We don't move it around. It isn't like, let's move this from this room to this room and use it. It lives where it lives.
Yeah,
and I think if it was your only sewing machine, and it would be great when, if it is your only sewing machine, it would stay in one place in your sewing room, and you would never move the thing because you just can't move it.
Yeah.
Whereas the 401A in its cabinet, I can pick it up and just kind of, tote it around the house. We have his and hers different sewing rooms, 2 sewing rooms, and the hallway we store them in. You can sew anywhere you want with it, and move it around by yourself. Both of us can. Mm-hmm. On top of that, as far as versatility goes, the thing is ingenious. The machine comes out of the cabinet, 2 screws on the hinges, and it comes out of the cabinet. Has its own built-in set of rubber feet and an oil catch underneath it. So you can put it on any tabletop, right?
Yeah, you can literally take it out and sew anywhere with it. And it's light enough to
and
do
it's
that.
an aluminum body, right?
It is.
So you basically, all metal gears, but aluminum body with a slant-o-matic. Just an amazing machine.
Super versatile.
And I've heard from 100 of you guys on our comments that this is, the machine for all machines. And I can see that. I just think it's wonderful. I really like it. So as far as versatility goes, I know they didn't really come out with decorative stitches, probably like that until about that age. Yeah. It's not like we have 1920s machines that have decorative stitches.
Right.
So it's kind of an unfair category on that. But what it is vintage to me, and it's a beautiful machine. So
it is.
I think that's it. We agree, right?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
So
401A.
Number 3, what is our next category?
Number 3 would be most portable.
Sure. Because we don't just sew at home.
Right.
We are we do partake and participate in our local chapter of the Project Linus Foundation project, I guess is what you call it.
Yeah.
That provides quilts for children in need, and we like to go to sew-alongs, and they have conventions where there's like a big room of tables and 50 or 60 people, mostly women. Come and bring their sewing machines and all get together and sew quilts.
Sew together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So quilts for kids.
Right, exactly. And that's fun. We like to donate it whenever we can. So the 185, the Singer 185, what is that? Let me see. Let me get that real quick.
This is our pick for most portable. Right, we agree on this one.
Singer 185. Now, it is portable. It is a little heavy. I can lift it, but it's not a Singer featherweight by any means. But it's not a FOF either. So I mean, we can get it in and out of the car. So it's definitely a portable machine. Let me see if I can get it over here. Has a cute little case and a nice little 60s vintage. Is that what this is? Late 50s.
Probably late 50s.
Late 50s.
I think. I'm not quite sure.
This is just a super cute machine.
Oh, it's just so cute.
It is super cute. It's a 3/4 machine. It's like I think it's a Singer 99 with a mint green paint job.
Yeah.
We've got a cute little bag made for it for the foot pedal and the cord. And this has just been a wonderful little travel machine. It gets a lot of attention when we take it places.
Right? It does, yes.
So when you go to these conventions, you go to more of them than I have. You're sitting in a room of like 50 or 60 people, mostly women, and there's probably 7 or 8 featherweights, which those people are super cool.
Give or take.
Super cool. We're super envious. We don't have a featherweight. And then there's you.
And then there's me with my 185, yes.
And when people come around, and part of the fun of the portable category isn't just that you can pick it up and put it in the car, or how well it sews when you're out. It's how much fun you have with it. And really, this machine brings the people, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody stops by the table to comment on how cute the machine is.
And they have stories about them, and they want to know what it is.
Yeah,
and, and it was only like $30. So this is just an incredibly awesome, strong machine. It's an oscillating hook. It doesn't have the engineering of a Singer featherweight. It's not to compete with that. And but what it does is it gets us out of the house, and it makes us feel unique and special. And
it's really fun to sew on.
Yeah, it is. It's just a good little machine.
Yeah, it's a great little machine.
It's a little workhorse.
It's strong, and
it has a really good motor on it,
and it makes a great stitch too.
Yeah. And the weight of it gives it kind of some girth in it, and it really does. It does do a really good job.
Certainly doesn't slide around on the table or anything, because of the weight. So
Yep.
I love those machines.
Yeah, very cool. So we definitely, we will one day have a featherweight. It's just
someday
swallowing the novelty price that's on them right now.
The price
I've seen up to $1,500. even like $700-800 around here is. That one's $30. We could buy 15 or 20 of those and put on a clinic of our
Which
own
I would
and
love.
teach people how to sew, all for the price of having one featherweight in our collection.
Right.
So one day we'll have one for sure. Honestly, as much as that might be your unicorn for traveling.
Maybe.
Mine is the 301A, the Singer 301A.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 401A, and I have the 500 Rocketeer. So I really need that 301A to kind of give me the full trifecta of slant-o-matic aluminum machines. So the 301, as far as I understand, the 301A is just like a featherweight with all of the magical engineering involved, just with a bigger motor, and it has a built-in handle instead of a box, and it's just a little more of a modern machine. So which I kind of like. I like that 50s, early 60s kind of what I call a second generation of vintage machines.
Right.
I know you kind of lean toward the older vintage styles.
I do.
Which is great.
I
so
do.
that gives us more stuff to collect.
But yeah, the 301 comes in both the brown, which I think you would
To
like
match
to match your other ones.
Oh, they come in black.
And they come in black as well.
To make them look old-timey.
Exactly.
Right.
Maybe I could get a black one, you could get a brown one.
Yeah.
And
why didn't you guys think of that? This is
we haven't
obviously
made
we need two 301As. Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, that solves all of our
one
problems.
of each color. Yeah.
We have no more issues.
Yeah. That's definitely on our unicorn list for sure.
We're here to solve problems. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We're good with this. That's fine. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
All right, so we're good on that?
We're good on that.
All right, so category number 4, what is that?
Category number 4 is most nostalgic.
Right.
It's kind of a different category.
Well, isn't that what this is all about?
Yep.
Collecting vintage sewing machines is how they
Very
make you
nostalgic. Yep, how they make you feel.
The obvious ones are the hand-me-downs, the heirlooms. When your grandma, maybe your great-grandma hand you down their machines, you saw them sew with them when you were a little girl.
The ones that have memories attached to them.
Yep, and they were handed down as heirlooms, and those mean the world, and they're priceless. You'll never get rid of them. Those are obvious nostalgic. But if we're going just based on that, it would be the 201, obviously. But
yeah.
More, I think what we're shooting for on the nostalgic category is how it makes you feel when you're sewing with it.
Exactly.
And do we agree on this one?
We did not.
We did not. What's your pick?
My pick is the white rotary, which is one of the first vintage machines I bought.
Oh, the black and gold one.
The black and
gold.
The
old-timey looking one. Yeah, right. Yep.
One
of our very first collected machines, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that for sure, because the shape of it and the decals, it's well, why does that make you feel nostalgic when you sew with it?
Well, I always like to, with the vintage machines, I like to picture who bought this machine new back in the day, who was sewing on it, when it was brand new. And with that machine, I picture a farmer's wife sewing on that, sewing the children's clothing, sewing the curtains and the pillows for the house. And I think it's just, it's got to be something with the styling of the machine and the decals and just how that machine looks. It just really brings back that old-timey feeling, that vintage feeling for me. And I love to sew on that machine. It's a great, strong machine to sew on, even after all of these years. It's quite old, I would imagine. I'm not quite sure what year it's from exactly, but
it seems like
wonderful.
Wonderful
Little machine. I just love it. Every time I sew on it, I just love it. So
it was kind of the first cool vintage machine we collected.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, we kind of got something neat here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good find.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Awesome. Okay.
I love it. What was your pick?
Most nostalgic for me is not even an option or a choice. It's the Franklin from 1909, I think 1910. Our Franklin treadle machine. I did a video review of that machine on the channel earlier, so check that out. But it's our only treadle machine, and it is old as the hills. And I would say that the best way I could describe it is it's Little House on the Prairie for me. We're old enough that Little House on the Prairie was what was on TV every day when we were kids.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie, and I really, really relate to that, to the show, to the values, to the characters. I raised my children based on the ideologies of Charles Ingalls as the father figure. I absolutely loved that show, and when I sew on the treadle, I feel like I'm sitting in an episode of Little House on the Prairie. And it's kind of like you're saying, where I envision, somebody's getting their Sunday clothes stitched up, or a wedding dress, or, Pa's socks need mended so he can get back out in the field and do the plowing.
Yeah.
You're in an old cabin on the prairie with no electricity. You're sewing by candlelight in the middle of the night because you need Sunday clothes for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it makes me feel when I sew in that thing. Just walking by it or being around it, makes me feel kind of special. It has a super awesome parlor cabinet. Is that what you call that, a parlor cabinet?
Yeah. It's really neat.
Where it opens up from the front and gives you kind of a 3/4 open view, and the machine opens up automatically, and just so cool. And the decals are really neat, and the shuttle bobbin that goes back and forth. It just makes me feel really, really nostalgic and connected to a simpler time.
Very good.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's it. We're good on nostalgia.
I think we're good on nostalgia.
Okay, is that number 4?
That is the number 4.
So that's our last category.
Last category is going to be most stylish.
Right. Okay. So this is a straight opinion piece, right?
Yeah,
stylish
for
sure. Is just more of
everybody's going to have their different opinion.
Yeah, for sure, as you should.
Yeah,
and when
that's
you have
what it's all about.
When you have a collection, you get to have your opinion. But boy, we have that's a tough one because we have a lot of really neat machines.
This was the hardest category for me to choose.
But you kind of tend to like the old timey look, and I kind of am. Now that I'm understanding more about machines, I kind of am liking the 50s and 60s machines looks better. So I think that's kind of where we tended to lean. So what's your pick on that?
My pick is the Lark that happens to be sitting behind us.
Let me grab it. Little 3/4 machine.
Yes.
Oh, this is so fun. Yeah, of course this is your pick because this is your favorite little machine, right?
It is. I just love this machine. I tend to like the small machines. That's why I really like the 185s, and this is about the same size, and I just think it's cute as a button. It is a little bit smaller than the 185. Yeah. And this particular machine is quite old, obviously, but the decals are just in incredible shape.
For sure. Yeah.
I believe this machine was made by Davis, and
I wonder if we could put a hand crank on this thing. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
I think it would receive a hand crank.
That'd be kind of fun.
It seems like it would. That would be fun.
On top of that, this is the only machine we have with a bent wood cover.
You're right.
It's got this
all the machines, this is the only one.
It's got this cool wood cover that's got this old-timey little old-fashioned key on the top that goes in the side and everything. So it's just, super cute.
It's just super cute. Yeah. And I think a lot of its cuteness comes from it just being a smaller machine, and I just think that's just awesome.
Of all of our machines, I would say this one's probably in the trophy category more.
Yeah,
it's not something we're going to grab and bang out a quilt.
It's certainly not the best sewer. I mean, it's pretty old, and it's had its useful life. It's not the best stitcher.
But you just can't beat the look.
The look is
super cool.
Yeah, as far as stylish goes,
that's a good pick.
Yep. Thank you.
I like that for sure.
Yep. All right, what was your pick?
Most stylish?
Most stylish, yes.
I like the white 173.
Yes.
White 173 from about, I think, 1962 or 1963.
Yes.
Or maybe 1958. I can't remember.
I can't remember
it's
either.
It's from the vintage that I really like. Let me see. It's a tank. It's fairly heavy, but I probably can get it over here.
We have nicknamed this one the Great White.
This is the front right here. Yeah, the Great White, because it looks like a shark. You can't beat, I mean, do I even need to say why I like the looks of this? Look at it.
It's really
I would just say look at it. It is the neatest, coolest machine. There are ones like this that do more has a lot more knobs and stuff, and like a little bit more bulbous, body on them and stuff. We haven't found any of those yet. Like I said, we just picked these up at thrift stores, and this is the one, that we came across. It's not like I searched this machine out. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure glad we have it. It is super fun. And on Stacy's channel, she did a full revival of this where she tore it apart and got it all, lubed up and maintained and ready to go.
It was pretty dirty and wasn't really working the best when we first got it.
This thing sews very well.
It does.
If I had to say, if we didn't have the 201, I would say this would be a strong runner-up for best stitch.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
This thing lays down a really nice stitch, and it's super powerful and super elegant. But I love the styling of it. I think it's super cool.
Really cool.
It's got like a Rubbermaid base and the lid, so it's kind of got that 60s feel to it. It isn't old-timey bent wood or anything. This is kind of like I was saying in an earlier video. I didn't even know that this vintage of sewing machines existed. I thought there was old-timey machines, and then there was new plastic machines. I didn't realize the 50s and 60s had thousands of these kinds of looking machines like the FOF and the 401 and super, super cool. I just love this machine. I think it's wonderful. So we put this down for my legs, go to sleep.
It's so heavy.
I think it's a tank for sure.
It is.
So
it is.
that's cool. All right, cool. So we're good on that, right?
We're good on that.
Okay, so we've got one bonus category, right?
We do.
It's the question that everybody asks all the time, which is,
if you could keep just one, which one would it be?
You know what I'm going to say, right?
I do.
When it comes to sewing machines, you can never have too many. See you next time.